Anarchy in this country. Business properties are being looted and set alight. There's pandemonium in several cities as police resources are stretched to the limit. The army has been called in to assist, and the president will address the nation at 8:30. That was originally set down for 8 p.m. but now moved by half an hour. We will take that live. Our reporter Dasen Thathiah is all over the story for us. He joins us now live. So Dasen, I know you've been moving across KwaZulu-Natal. Just tell us where you are and what's happening.
Well, Shahan, that's right. We've been all across the province since the past few days when the first of these protests started. We're now in Yellowwood Park, and you know, initially when all of this started, it was in the name of the former president. We saw supporters saying that to us, but many have been saying that it's just become criminality since then. There's very little sign of a protest. It's now about looting and about opportunism, and that's what we've been hearing on the ground as we've been making our way through these different communities. So in Yellowwood Park, this is what the community has done. It's a slightly different angle. So they've decided that they didn't want to sit back and wait for anything to happen to them, to their homes, to their businesses. This also ties in with the fact that the SAPS, as you know, has been stretched to the maximum. We've seen that for ourselves when we've been at various scenes, that in some cases there are hundreds of people, but yet you might find just one or two vehicles and maybe a handful of policemen that are trying to manage that. So this community has said that they have instituted this. I've seen this in other areas across Durban as well, where communities have decided to make sure that there are no looters entering the area. They're stopping, talking to those that are coming in and checking what they may have in their vehicles. So let me just bring in now Jacques Stevens, who's one of the people that's at this roadblock now. Jacques, for it to get to this, I imagine that you and the Yellowwood Park community have had a tough time over the past few days.
Yeah, look, it's been very, very tough. It's been running battles all over Montclair, Carewood, Jacobs. We've had shots fired at us. It's been a really, really rough time. The 9 o'clock this morning, a community from Yellowwood Park said that enough's enough. They've all mobilized. What you can see here is the night shift that's running. We had a day shift that was running as well. This group will carry on running until tomorrow morning, and then the next group will take over. We've got all the entrances is blocked off to Yellowwood Park. We're checking, making sure it's just residents that come into the area. And yeah, we got to protect our food source. It's about protecting our food source at this stage. ShopRite Checkers just down the road has been looted. There's nothing left there. Pick and Pay Centre down in Montclair, that's been looted and has been set on fire. That's a food source has gone for the community.
Is this a direct response, Jacques, to what we've been seeing in other areas where we've been noticing that police, stretched to the maximum, are taking too long to get to scenes and are simply outnumbered?
I don't even think it's a case of that, Dasen. At this stage, the police's hands are tied. I know, for instance, I was speaking to the station commander from Montclair Police Station this morning. The shotguns, the crowd control equipment that they used to have, they no longer have. They've got to wait for POPs to come. POPs is overrun, currently totally overrun as it is. So we're stuck in a catch-99 situation where the local police units as such are limited in what their capabilities are.
That leaves it with you, the community. Thank you very much, Jacques. I'll let you get back to it. Shahan, as I mentioned, we are seeing this in other parts of Durban as well. In some cases it has been taken to the extreme. We were in Phoenix earlier, and there it seems that some that were suspected of looting may have been killed by that community. When we had gone through earlier, it was quite a volatile situation, and there were several bodies that were out in the open, exposed on one of the main roads in that area. So it's one of those things that works when it's done right and done legally, but also can easily go very wrong.
Yeah, so it looks like, you know, it's vigilante attacks eventually, ultimately, Dasen, because people are trying to protect properties and their neighborhoods, but they are being quite lethal with their force when they try to protect themselves. Obviously, police have had their hands full, so the last thing they're doing is going to arrest these community members who seem to be taking the law into their own hands.
That's right. If you could see what we saw today, just driving around Durban, and it was absolute lawlessness. There are so many crimes that are being committed in full view of police officers who simply can't do anything because they're either outnumbered or perhaps are not the right police officers to deal with that situation or those numbers and crowds. So with that said, though, we have also seen several officers go above and beyond, even though they were largely outnumbered. We saw that in Mandeni as well. So it's one of those situations that is untenable, which is resulting in communities now having to do this and hopefully do this, as I said, legally and not take the law into their own hands.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Dasen Thathiah following that story for us in Yellowwood Park.